videos from all over the internet that will make you question reality. Let's just start.
It's like potato chips. You can't have one potato chip out of the bag. Anytime I drink, seems to get me in a lot of trouble.
This is the parole hearing of a man who did horrible things to his daughter.
Stop drinking, then.
Potato chips.
You explained your violence against your daughter as something you did to get back at your wife for money. Did I get that right?
I mean, honestly, I really don't know why I did it.
But it wasn't a one and done, sir. This happened over the course of a couple of months that you violated this child, your child.
According to her, I picked her up by her neck, which...
What's a high-risk situation?
I mean, obviously, me babysitting, it probably ain't a good idea.
Throughout the parole hearing, he constantly changed his story, making new excuses each time, and didn't acknowledge the impact he had on his victim. This is the moment he is granted parole.
So in the matter of John Taylor, inmate number 298766, there's a motion to grant parole on or after today's date.
Do you agree with the decision?
What I would love for women to understand about men is that for them, the game is the game. A lot of men who are in their prime, and side note, being in their prime for men is about having money and having access, not about age necessarily.
Okay.
But a lot of men who are in their prime, their entertainment, their fun, their sports in life is women. So they're just trying to sample as many different types of women as they can. And they are trying to do this, spending as little time, energy, effort, and money with each woman as they can. So what men will do is they will give each other heads up. So I always talk about a CRB check, which is basically where a guy checks your background. A CRB check is not always to check your virtue. A CRB check can often just be to check your temperature. So a lot of women will not notice this, but men, when they see them out and maybe they pass them by, or if you're looking at a guy showing interest, he will check with the men around him. And side note, he won't even have to check. If that guy friends can see that you're interested in him or he's interested in you, they will volunteer any information they have about you. So a man can turn around to his girl and say, oh yeah, you can chop that. And they will let that man know the caveats. So they will be like, oh yeah, you can chop that, but she likes money, so you got to take her out a couple of times. Or they will let him know like, oh yeah, my friend chopped that, like he had to do blah, 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 but yeah, he chopped. And basically the bottom line of the information they will give is whether that guy can smash you.
So somebody said that providers are going to be more controlling. Yeah, probably goes with the territory for two reasons. One, a provider can probably get any woman he wants. So why would he want a typical woman that's for the streets? He's not going to go for that. He wants to upgrade, okay? A woman that like to be at home, okay? A mature, calm woman that ain't into running the streets no more, if she ever was. Second of all, if you're making that kind of investment in a person, you like to protect your investment. You can't protect your investment with some wild woman out in the streets, want to go on girls' trips and put all her business on live and on the gram. You cannot. That's your investment, walking around doing some wild shit. You can't put up with that. So you women who want a provider, y'all ain't ready. Y'all are not ready because you want to be out in the streets. So just be out in the streets. Don't worry about it. Save all the providers for me, okay? Because all I want is to be at home with a glass of champagne in my hand, cooking my family some lobster tails and some filet mignon and an apron and nothing else. Okay, you can't cook naked. Okay, an apron and some heels. Okay. So y'all already know how I feel about girls trips. That ain't happening. I don't want brunches. I don't want nights out. I don't want to bar hop with my girls. I don't have no girls. I don't even have any daughters. That's how much I don't like hanging out with girls. Give me a provider any day. Thank you.
You know what one of my biggest pet peeves is? When somebody doesn't see how good your potential is, and then they go, oh, let me go see if the grass is greener on the other side. And the grass on the other side is fucking mierda. Shit, absolutely shit garbage. And then you want to trickle on back and say, hey, Taylor, I fancy you now. I love you. I miss you. I haven't talked to you in years. Fuck off. Fuck off, you little raw little shrimp. I want nothing to do with you. There's the door. Use it, ho. I will never understand people who, and this goes for friends, relationships, anything. If you think there's better friends and better whatever, stay with them bitches.
Right.
Don't come back.
True that.
A lot of the times, y'all people don't know when people are genuine. Genuine people are going to be on your ass, loving you, calling you, making sure you're good because they care about you. And because you're used to rejection and trash, You don't know how to handle love. Do not come back, you little rat. Fuck.
Men fall in love with women's absence. Let me go ahead and explain. Hello, my name is Carla and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. I mentioned in a previous video to not be clingy and why being clingy does not work. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you what to do to make a man miss you while you're absent. With whatever he's doing, most of the time, the men that we're attracting are hardworking men. And here's one thing that I don't want you to do. If he's being hardworking and he's spending time at work, don't nag that you miss him, that you want to spend time with him, or complain that he's not there. On the contrary, what I want you to do is be positive, be genuine, be lighthearted whenever you guys are talking on the phone, and always end on a good note. Always treat him right if you guys do live with each other. So that whenever the time comes that he comes back around, he's already going in with the mindset of she's my happy place or she's my peace. And that is so attractive for a woman to provide that lightheartedness and that energy. Because even though you do miss him and you do want to see him, it's best for us not to nag because this situation is out of his control. So instead, we want to do the opposite. We want to bring joy, peace, and comfort. This is why working on yourself and building that inner peace yourself is important so that your man can find you addicting.
Is marriage even a good deal today?
Well, it depends on which side of the contract you're on. It can be a fantastic deal if you position yourself appropriately. Like, the contract is wild. The fact that you could potentially enter into an agreement with somebody who is significantly higher net worth than you by orders of magnitude, and after you put in a number of times, for no fault at all, you can pull the ripcord and take half with you is completely absurd to me, especially given the fact that that person could then get married to somebody else the following day. Like, there's absolutely no cool down period. People can get married 2 times, 3 times. You can accumulate a vast fortune, obviously not very ethical. You know, people will be shameful of that strategy, but it clearly works, and it's clearly happening in today's day and age. A marriage is better than a high-paying job if you can get the right one.
This is the moment 37-year-old Stephen Matthews broke down in court after receiving a 158-year prison sentence for numerous attacks on women he met through dating sites. Matthews, a cardiologist, drugged and assaulted women he lured to his Denver home during a 4-year period of abuse from 2019 to 2023. After committing his heinous acts, he would try to convince them that whatever happened was their fault, suggesting they drank too much or couldn't hold their liquor. 11 victims testified against him, though prosecutors believe there may be many more, calling him one of the most prolific serial rapists in Colorado's history. The sentence, which equates to life behind bars, was met with applause from Matthews' victims and their families. However, Matthews' family had urged the judge to give him a lenient sentence, saying that he could be rehabilitated. Matthews did not speak at his sentencing, but his attorney said they were not happy with the sentence and that they will appeal. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. What do you think his sentence should be?
State police say the couple living here after spending money that wasn't theirs. Investigators say Robert and Tiffany Williams had $120,000 deposited into their account at BB&T on May 31st through a mistake by a teller. But instead of contacting the bank about the deposit, the couple allegedly spent most of the money, all in 2.5 weeks between June 3rd through the 19th. Police say the Williams also used the money on bills, car repairs, cash purchases, and even gave $15,000 to friends in need of money. Once the bank realized its mistake, it transferred the $120,000 to the correct account. It contacted Tiffany Williams on June 20th and told her the couple had to pay back the $107,000 in overdraft fees they incurred. On June 21st, the bank called again. Tiffany said she and her husband would work out a payment plan. Court papers show that after those 2 initial phone calls from the bank, the couple had no contact with bank representatives, despite several attempts by the bank to reach them. The couple is now facing felony theft charges.
I have this thing where I tell my clients this all the time, even the ones who are already married. I said, did you choose marriage or did you choose him or her? Because see, I'm not a woman who's choosing marriage. Right? I had a father, and no pun intended to the fatherless girls, because that's a hard space to navigate, and I don't understand that personally, but I understand that because I've been helping women navigate that for 16 plus years. But I had a father. He was participatory. He was my best friend. He doted on me. He loved me. I was his everything. I was one of his biggest investments besides all the other 6 of us that he has. But I said that to say, so I'm not choosing marriage because I need a title of validation or something that I can just hang up like an ornament. I'm really choosing a person. And so when you choose a person, that's when marriage lasts. Because if I'm choosing you, I'm plugged into you. And that means that I literally can't go outside of you and find another you. But if I choose marriage, I can take that title and put that on anybody, right? So that's how marriage is able to dissipate so quick, and the divorce rate is so high. Because it's like, look, I was choosing marriage to begin with. I never chose you anyway. So I can just go choose me another pretty thing like you, put marriage on her, and be in a marriage, but not in a relationship. And so when I'm out with men, I'm like, two things. Would I want my son to be like you? If it's a no, then it's a no.
Things that are not normal or appropriate for adults to do around children, part 2. I was a child abuse detective and a specialist child interviewer, and I used to investigate child sexual abuse, and now I teach people how to keep their kids safe from abusers. And this is some of the things that people have told me in the last week. It's not normal or appropriate for adults to always be bathing or showering with your child every time you go out or often. It's actually a big red flag, and one of the things that I saw all the time, abusers showering or bathing with children as a way to groom or to clean up after abuse. It's not normal or appropriate to glorify a child's genitals or to kiss them, and yeah, people have found their family members doing that. It's not normal or appropriate for external family members to demand access to your children or to demand sleepovers with them. For more information, check out the bio.
That's crazy.
I've got conversations with kids cards to teach your kids body safety. I've got a book. I've got all the stuff to help you.
I almost lost my husband for the lack of respect that I showed him in our relationship. I grew up around women who I believed were not respectful towards men. They got loud, always were fighting. And for me, I always said I would never do that to my spouse. When I got married to Vincent, I worked very hard to make sure I never did those things. And in my mind, that correlated as I respect him. And it wasn't until we kept arguing and we kept fighting, and the one thing that he would bring up and say, you don't respect me, and in my mind I'm like, but I do respect you. Like, I thank him for his grace and his patience with me as I have learned, and I am still learning what respect looked like. But as a woman, I've also learned that we can't come into a relationship with a man and do it based on even what we feel like we've healed from or what we've learned from past relationships. We have to really take the time to listen to that man, to truly understand what he desires and what his image of something is, instead of taking it offensively as, well, what we do is not good enough. A lot of men who are emotionally intelligent know what they want. They just have to feel and understand that we come from a humble place and we care about learning what something looks like to them. And if that man truly sees you as his purpose partner, he will be empathetic to the skills that you have not yet attained, and he will help cultivate you and grow into the woman that you and he desires.
How to detach from an ex, a situationship, or anyone else you know is not good for you. 3-step formula. Step 1, accept your delusion and ground yourself in reality.
True.
I know you think you're so obsessed with this person, but you're really not. You're obsessed with the idea of them, with the fantasy version of them that you created in your head. Because the reality is we can only become that obsessed with someone who's not available to us, who's not present with us. And our brain fills in the gaps by creating stories and fantasizing. Step 2, to detach, first figure out what you're attached to. What does this person give you that you're craving? Is it validation, attention, physical touch, money? And once you figure it out, you're going to go to step 3, which is figure out how to give that to yourself. For example, if you're attached to validation, maybe do affirmations in the morning or set personal goals and reward yourself as you hit milestones in the pursuit of them. If you like the attention, maybe get active on social media, go out and meet new people in clubs, classes, community groups. If you're attached to the physical aspect, get in touch with your own body more, go to yoga, go to dance, hug your friends and family more, or get intimate with yourself, learn how to pleasure yourself. If it's the money, increase your financial literacy, make a budget, learn about investing, figure out how to increase your income. And for each of these things, you attract what you are. So I'm willing to bet as you level up your own life, you are going to attract a partner who can fill those needs for you and many more. Follow me if you're trying this and let me know how it goes.
I hate a man that don't know how to lock in. I hate a man that does not know how to lock in. Why do I have to tell you I like you, bro? Why do I have to say I like you? You can't read the fucking room? You can't lock in? Oh my God, I feel like men is so slow. Like, I don't even talk to nobody, but yeah, I'm talking to you. What do you think is happening? Like, I don't even text nobody back, but I'm texting you back every single time. What do you think is happening? Like, oh my God. Like, I'm giving you the signs. I'm giving you the blueprint. Why are you not locking in? Why are you this slow? And you know what? I'm not even supposed to be liking him anyway. I'm not even supposed to be liking him. Maybe it's for the best. But damn, like, I'm trying to do it for the plot, though. Wait, no, I'm trying to do it for the plot. Like, I'm literally delusional, but that don't even matter. Lock in. Lock the fuck in.
The FBI is on the case of a missing Texas man they say bragged about stealing thousands of dollars from a Mexican cartel.
Oh, this is bad bragging rights.
Are revealing that several men kidnapped the victim from a house in Laredo, Texas, then took him across the border into Mexico. One person under arrest so far. News Nation correspondent Jorge Ventura joining us live with this. And Jorge, this American has been missing for more than 2 weeks now.
Yeah, Natasha, that's right. That Texas man, his name is Eric Tato Ramirez. He was allegedly bragging about stealing $50,000 from a Mexican drug cartel. Well, 2 hours later, he's gone. He was kidnapped and is still missing. Now, according to witnesses, they overheard Ramirez bragging on a phone call to an unknown woman at a house party on March 23rd in Laredo. He was bragging about stealing $50,000 from the Cartel del Noreste cartel in Mexico. After that, he was beaten up, taken by armed men and into Mexico. Now, according to witnesses, they actually arrived less than 2 hours later. The marked masked men, the assaulted Ramirez, according to the FBI. You can actually see the image of the home where the kidnapping took place. Now, according to reports, the vehicle then crossed into Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. This is what makes this case particularly unique, where you see a kidnapping on American soil and then brought into Mexico. This is particularly unique. A report also says that
when a man is molested by a woman, it goes unnoticed.
Yeah,
so it's not
true.
That molestation. That's why I said that.
Yes,
I could have said, "Yo,
true.
I fucked my babysitter." No, I was molested by my babysitter.
Yeah.
She was a female. We had sex. So the cool thing to say is, "Yeah, I fucked my babysitter. She was older." No. I was molested by the babysitter.
Nah, definitely.
Right. So, and there's a lot of female pedophiles. You see it all the time. You go on TikTok and you see girls twerking in front of babies, little black boys, right? But if you seen a grown man shaking his dick in front of a little girl's face, you would feel like, oh, kill him.
Yeah, right? True that. True facts. Yeah.
Right? So, yes, there's female fucking pedophiles. There's female fucking rapos. There's females fucking predators. This is real shit.
Yeah, right?
And it happened all the time. And it happened to me. I had a babysitter who was one of them. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to realize that was wrong. We don't have that empathy for little black boys going through that. These females who ain't got no business fucking these young boys accountable.
No, definitely.
Because so many men have gone so long without any interest or affection or kindness from women, the slightest whiff of that can make some guys feel like they've hit the jackpot. And of course, because they've never had it before, they're worried that they will never have it again. And this scarcity mentality often motivates them to invest in women when it's probably not in their best interest to do so. Now, some of you might think, well, Orion, what's the problem? These women are looking to get married and have kids, just like me. They might want the attractive guy, but they can't get him. So on some level, his loss is my gain. What's the issue here? Namely, these men get used. Now, to be fair, these men often participate joyfully and enthusiastically in their own exploitation.
Yeah, true.
They are being used by these women for certain things, and once they receive these things, they make themselves redundant and unnecessary. In the absence of real attraction, these relationships are basically perpetually maintained by giving the woman what she wants.
So this is going to be real simple. Ladies, y'all have got to stop blocking these men. Blocking a man means that his correspondence tempts you. You know that if you see a call or a FaceTime call or a message come across your screen from him, you are not going to be able to resist responding, thereby setting you back from all the progress you've made trying to get over him. The worst thing about this is he knows that. If a man tries to contact you and he's blocked, and unbeknownst to people, you can't tell when you're blocked, he get a little chuckle, but he has a little chuckle. He get a little warmth in his heart because he know he still got you in your feelings. Stop blocking these men. Strengthen up. Gather yourself together. Let his correspondence come through. And you find it within yourself, within your strength, to ignore it. And if he ever does ask you, am I blocked, because you've been so good at ignoring it, just simply respond, no.
That's cold. That's so cold. So yeah, we've come to the end of the video. This was nice. This was interesting. This was thoughtful. This was, it gave us a very good advice, like series of good advice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something new from this. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any video that I post, you will be the first to get it. Adios amigos, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.